okay, and turn toward this city, which is Jerusalem, and humble themselves wherever they are in the world, and pray and confess their sins to thee, and confess the sins of their fathers, then hear in heaven and forgive, for there is no man that does good and sins not. Okay, then hear in heaven and forgive, and bring them back into this land. Okay, and he also said, and if any stranger, any other people, turn toward this house, this city, okay, and confess thy name, and pray unto thee, then hear in heaven and answer their prayers, that all people of the earth would know that thou art he who creates, or you are Yah, okay, the strong one of the whole earth, and there is none else. All right, so Yah accepted that prayer. This is why we, for Yah to hear us, we turn back to Jerusalem. That's why it says in Jeremiah chapter 50 at the top, and this is yet to happen, when this last gathering, this is what's called the second gathering in Isaiah chapter 11. It's mentioned also in Isaiah chapter 2 and Micah chapter 4. When this last gathering that's going to take place over all the earth, and this is the gathering that's going to come after Yah righteousness is returned back into Jerusalem. Okay, this is after Yah brings his arm back to Jerusalem. It says he's going to gather from all over the earth. This is after this third and last temple is built. And it says at the top of chapter 50 of the book of Jeremiah, that the people are going to say, come, let us go and declare in the temple, okay, Yah's righteousness. And they're going to ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward or toward Zion. In other words, they're going to say, which way is Zion? Which way is Jerusalem? So I can humble myself and pray to Yah so that he will hear me. Okay? And this is, like I said, the last gathering. Okay? You can also go into the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16. And you will see that this is what the Gentiles are going to say. Okay? At the end of chapter 16, it says, we're going to pick this up at verse 16. It says, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yah, and they shall fish them. And that's what this flyer is. It's like a you know, bait on the end of a line, a fisherman's line, and we send it out. Okay, and it people read it, and you know, we're fishing them. And that's why so many people call from all around the country, outside of the country. Okay? And it says, and after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. Okay? Because eventually the Gentiles are going to come and get us, as many other people are going to come. It says in Zechariah, you know, it'll be 10 men out of all the nations that will grab hold to the skirt of him who is an Israelite. It says Jew, okay, over in Zechariah, but it should say, initially it said Israelite, and they're going to say, we heard Yah is with you, come and let us take you to Yah, to the mountain of Yah. Okay, this hasn't happened. This is going to happen in this last gathering. Okay, and that's the ones who are going to hunt the people. But it also says, when you go down to verse 19 in chapter 16, Jeremiah, it says, O Yah, my strength, and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, okay, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Shall a man make idols? Okay, this is God lowercase, but initially it said idols. Should a man make idols unto himself, and they are no strong ones? Okay? Or they are not the strong one? It says in verse 21, therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know, I will cause them to know mine hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is Yah. Okay, so this hasn't happened yet, where the Gentiles have come. You know, they're going to go to your room. They're going to say, shall a man make strong ones or gods? You understand that they are not the Most High. They are not the strong. They are not Yah. And he says they're going to say, surely we have inherited lies and vanity and things wherein there is no profit. Now, this hasn't happened yet. So again, when you analyze this, what have the Gentiles, okay, what have they been worshiping for the last 1700 years? Okay, at least that, because Constantine established he legalized Christianity in 311 CE AD. Now, that's history. All right, as it was prophesied he would when you go over into the book of Daniel, chapter 11, starting at verse 36. Remember, that's another vision. Okay, you know, they took the introduction of that vision away and moved it up under the vision that starts in chapter 10. Daniel tried to make it all look like one vision. We've talked on this in previous shows. Okay. And it says that this king is going to do according to his will. That was Augustus. But when you keep reading, keep going down in chapter 11, okay, Daniel, you'll come to verse, I think it's 37. And it says, in verse, okay, it says, in verse 36, it starts off talking about Augustus. It says, and the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god. Okay, this is Augustus. And shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods. Okay, that's Yah. And shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished, for that is determined shall be done. Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers. Okay, so this is something new that's coming on the scene. This is Daniel chapter 11, started at verse 36. Now we're in verse 37. And this is that vision that they took the introduction away from. This vision is strictly dealing with the fourth kingdom. And it says, nor the desire of women, which is celibacy, okay, which is in Catholicism, correct? This is where you get your nuns from. And back in the time of Augustus Caesar, he started what was called the Vestal Virgins, which is the forerunner of the nuns. It says, nor regard any god, for he shall magnify himself above all. This was Augustus Caesar. And then in verse 38 says, but in his estate shall he honor the God of forces. That's weaponry, which they still do to this day. They honor force, weaponry. It says, and a God whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver and with precious stones and pleasant things. Now this is the inception of Christianity. Okay? This is the inception of Christianity. And this wasn't done under Augustus. This was done with Constantine. Says, thus shall he do in the most strongholds with a strange idol, you know, God, lowercase, whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory. Now this, when it says he shall acknowledge and increase with glory, this was Constantine in 311 CE AD. Okay? He legalized Christianity. This is history. You can go back and confirm this and substantiate it historically. And many people out there know this already. All right? Okay? So this was done in 311. So what we're in 2009 now, all right? And this is about what, 1700 years that the Gentiles have been worshiping Christianity, and it grew, because this, like it says here, it says, and he shall cause, this is verse 39 in chapter 11 Daniel. It says, and he shall cause them to rule over many, and shall divide the land for gain. Like we said on previous shows, Christianity was spread, okay? And that's the history here. It fulfills this. It was spread, caused them to rule over many. Christianity was invented. It was no Christianity before the fourth kingdom.